A warning that this next story contains explicit themes. A Canberra whistleblower has revealed staggering details of coalition staffers engaging in sex acts in Parliament House, including in the offices of female Liberal MPs without the MPs' knowledge. The group is accused of exposing and filming themselves using a prayer room to have sex and bringing sex workers into Parliament for MPs. Network 10's political editor PVO has just broken this story and he joins us now. PVO, what more can you tell us?
Well, the breaking news now is that the government, even though we pixelated the images of the staffers involved, the government has gotten to the bottom of who at least one of them is, and he has already been sacked immediately on the spot. This followed Simon Birmingham, the leader in the Senate, when asked about it in estimates, saying that anyone involved in this should pack their bags and go. I can confirm that there are more staffers still working in the building who formed part of these images that we were able to report on here on 10, but I have to say, the amount of images and the amount of information that was provided to me, we weren't able to use almost all of it because it was so graphic and derogatory in nature.
So given that, I mean, it sounds like quite a few people might be involved in this. Do you think it's feasible that the PM and other senior MPs would have had no idea until this became a news story?
I have to say, I don't think that MPs were aware of this. There's a separate story around the idea of procuring sex workers in the building where the allegation there is that it involved MPs. But when it came to these staffers sharing images of themselves and doing things on the desks of female members of the Parliament, I don't believe that any members of Parliament knew about that, and I don't have any evidence that they did.
Peter, on that issue of MPs procuring sex workers and taking them to this prayer room, do we know the identity? Does your whistleblower reveal to you the identity of those MPs?
I was made aware of two MPs, one former MP who was apparently a minister, and that person's name was provided to me, but I was not in a position to name them, of course, because doing so would be highly defamatory as an unsubstantiated allegation at this point. The other one is an MP who I'm told is still in the Parliament, but I wasn't provided with that person's name.
PVO, what prompted the whistleblower to come forward?
He says that he came forward because of all the things that have occurred over recent weeks, starting with that interview that Lisa Wilkinson did with Brittany Higgins here on the project. So he was so disgusted to find out that something of that magnitude was alleged to have been going on inside the Parliament. He felt compelled to, if you like, out himself as well as others. He didn't reveal his identity, but he outed himself as a member doing all of this, as well as the others, albeit pixelated, because he felt that just the row upon row of information of bad behaviour coming out just required time, that enough is enough.
How damaging is this for the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison? I mean, he's ultimately the head honcho, and the behaviour that's going on inside Parliament House has to lay at someone's desk. I mean, have you sought comment from him, and what do you think he can now say about this?
I certainly know that his office is interested in getting to the bottom of this. I mean, they're not interested in harbouring anyone involved in these sort of activities. And I suspect that that is where this particular staffer getting sacked has come from, that we know about already. But it's certainly damaging to Scott Morrison, there's no doubt about that. And it's damaging to his government because of wider issues in the treatment of women in particular, because it's MPs who are women, Liberal female members of Parliament, who have had this done on their desk, solo sex acts, as I reported at 5 o'clock. It's just beyond belief, frankly.
It is, PVO. We'll have to leave it there, but thanks for your time.
Thank you.
What a great video, and we've got plenty more, so why not click the subscribe button here? Or is it here? Or is it... Sorry, I can't see the button. I'm not wearing my glasses. But you can see it, so you click on it to make sure you don't miss any more content.
From expert opinions to in-depth analysis and reporting, the Project YouTube brings you the biggest stories from Australia and around the globe. Hit the subscribe button now for news delivered straight to your feed.